Right. So as always, if you enjoy this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this in the future. So, first of all, these are my new headphones I got. You know, they're nice PlayStation headphones. I don't think you can see that, but it's got the PlayStation logo right there. They're wired, which is the reason why the connection is all fucky, but yeah, so I put a piece of tape right here and I pulled the wire tight to keep it in that position, so they work really good right now. But just if the tape comes undone, I'll have to put a new piece of tape on. It's not really a big a deal. You all know, I think I said, pretty sure I said it. This last week and a half, I was at my sister's for a week and a half, watching her house for her while she was on vacation. During that time of being there all by myself, gave me a lot of time to think about stuff that I don't feel like I guess can think about when I'm here at my house, because, you know, my parents are always around and that kind of stuff. And so I thought of a lot of really great ideas for the play while I was at my sister's. And so now we are gonna get back into the writing series. We're gonna get back into the writing series, and I'm gonna tell you all about some of those ideas that I had. Right. First, I want to give a big shout out to Cole RG, one of my viewers, who gave me a great suggestion for how this second scene should play out, since I wasn't sure how that would happen. I'll pull up his comment in just a second, and then I'll read it all to you, so that you all know what the major idea for it is. But once again, thank you to Cole RG for this wonderful idea. And the reason why I like this idea a lot is because I have been doing this particular thing a lot lately, a lot recently actually, and so it actually fits in to me and my life. So I just gotta wait for YouTube to load, and then I can go look at comments. I don't know. Some of you, others of you who might have watched the last writing video may have seen that comment, although it was made pretty, although it was written a while after. Yeah, it was written a while after. Was written a while after the video went up. That's what I'm trying to say. Customize channel. Okay, right up. Comments. Do I have any that are held for review? I don't ever look at that section. While I'm at it, Cletus Tucker, sorry, one of your questions got held for review by the YouTube system, so I'm not seeing it until right now, but it says, what are your favorite TV series / movies? Breaking Bad is my all-time favorite. Have you ever watched the movie Chef with Jon Favreau? So my favorite movie ever is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. I also love the entire Lord of the Rings series. I am not an expert. I know a lot about the lore and about the deeper stuff that goes beyond the original movies. And so, besides that, I love watching anime and cartoons. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender is definitely my favorite cartoon ever, and then it's probably just the greatest one ever made. Naruto is my favorite anime. I've watched all of Black Clover. I've watched all of the Black Clover anime up to the point that it's at, and I'm reading the manga right now. I've read all the way through the Demon Slayer manga, and I'm watching the anime as it's coming out right now, although I have not watched the latest episode currently, but of course I already know what happens because I've read it. I have not seen Chef with Jon Favreau. I've seen certain clips from the movie. I've watched like the GQ breakdown where the professional chef broke down scenes from cooking from chef movies, and the scene from one of the scenes from Chef was on that list. So I know of the movie. But yeah, that's basically it. Show me all of my comments. All right, here we go. So this is from Cole RG. Once again, thank you for the third time. So the idea is that the son is at a pool bar playing a solo game. Someone else walks up and offers to join. Interestingly, it is someone that the son has never met before. The stranger helps the son finish the game, hitting the remaining 2-3 balls in various pockets while striking up a conversation. This is how the stranger gets the son to open up and find out what makes him tick. The son starts to feel more reassured that he seems to have made a new friend. At the end of the game, the stranger says he's got to run, but tells the protagonist that he comes in there every Friday at 6:30. The two agree to meet up again for another game around that time. When the son asks what game they should play, the stranger pulls the 8-ball out of a corner pocket and says, "How about 8-ball?" Abe puts it in the son's hand. After the stranger leaves / disappears, a distraction in the bar occurs, leading the protagonist to unwillingly pocket the ball as he makes the exit. When he leaves, he realizes he took the 8-ball with him. It becomes a trinket that he carries with him throughout the rest of the story. This idea could be fun to work with because the pool games offer a form of improv, and it introduces a new character that could change the protagonist's story in some way. The protagonist could begin to look forward to Friday nights at 6:30 because it would give him an escape from everything else in his life for just a little while. Another interesting idea could be that the stranger only interacts with the main character and doesn't actually speak to anybody else. This could leave it to open interpretation on whether or not the stranger is a real person. Also, 8-Ball will be a good potential title for the play if you don't have one already. And I do already have one. I like the title that I've come up with this show for right now. The official title, unless I think of one that I like a lot more, is Love is a Stranger, which is meant to represent the son's difficulty finding love throughout his early life. So I changed a lot of I'm having this idea. I'm going to change really the whole entire show. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to make it so that both the mother and the father are dead, and the son is going to have an interlude where he talks about their death and hearing about it. And it's going to be very striking and this kind of thing like that. But so I'll read the first scene because that's the only one I've changed so far. So it says, son says, "Hey." The mother, distant and reverberating. That's what I'm going to type for all of the mother's lines. Because the way that I'm playing it right now is that I'm trying to make it so that it's not immediately obvious that the son is talking to himself / to his mother's grave, and that maybe the son is actually talking to her like on the phone or in person, or she's like in a different part of the house. So reverberating. I'm really good at typing reverberating. It's actually kind of suspicious. Fucking sus. Okay, so, right, now, okay. Son has just been stood up on a date at Olive Garden, and in an attempt to make himself feel better, he goes to visit his mother. See, it's pretty. It doesn't give any sign that the mother's dead. Son says, "Hey." Mother, distant and reverberating, says, "Hi, baby." Son says, "Hey," again. We'll put in a stage direction there that says quieter. Italics. The son says, "Hey," quieter. Mother, distant and reverberating, "How was your date?" The son says, "It didn't happen." Mother says, "Wait, what do you mean it didn't happen?" And the son says, "Well, she texted me yesterday while I was at work and said that she would rather do lunch today instead of dinner tonight, and so I said that's fine. We decided that we were going to meet at noon, so I get there today right at 11:50 and decide to get us a table. After I was sat down, I texted her that I got us a table, and she said that she would be in soon. After waiting an hour, I went to check Snapchat to ask if she was all right, and then I saw that she had unfriended me. And so then I ended up eating Olive Garden by myself, which is something that I never thought that I would do. With a look of melancholy on his face, he breathes in deeply through his nose and lets out a soft sigh. And so now I'm back here and I'm just so confused about what's happened." The mother says, "Well, what do you mean by that exactly?" The son says, What I mean is that I just don't understand why I seem to have such bad luck with women. I don't think that I'm ugly or annoying. I don't think that I take bad care of myself. You should have seen me today. I was dressed up in my absolute nicest outfit because I was so excited to be going on a date with a girl who I could have sworn liked me. And then she was nowhere to be found. And this is how it always is. I meet a girl, we talk for a little while, I ask her out, and she says yes, and then she never shows up. I just don't get it. Like if somebody's secretly murdering all of my dates. And even beyond that, in my real relationships, it seems like they just flip a switch in their minds, and all of a sudden the things that I did for them that they love, they all of a sudden hate, and then somehow it's all my fault. It's all so confusing to me. How is it that when I'm the one buying everything that she wants and then taking her all the places she wants to go, I'm still not doing enough? I would give her unconditional love and support every second of the day to remind her how amazing I thought she was, but that wasn't enough apparently. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of that line because it makes the sun sound like an asshole. What did I press? I pressed the button and now my computer's loading. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of that line because it makes the sun sound like an asshole. Let's see. So can I put something in there to replace that line I just erased? Or should I? Let's see. How is it that when I'm the one... Question mark right there. How is it that when I'm the one buying everything that she wants and then taking her to all the places that she wants to go, I'm somehow still not doing enough? No, I know. I just don't get it. There we go. But then I'm left guessing about what she's really thinking about and how she really feels about me because she never communicated with me, which makes me insecure. And then I begin to doubt myself in our relationship until it all finally comes to a head. And then on the same, let's see, I'm going to add some more L's into the all part so that he'll drag it out. And then it all finally comes to a head. And then on the same day that we break up, I found out that she's actually been cheating on me this whole time and that she was just using me and that she was just manipulating me and my kindness to her. He pauses and catches his breath to calm himself down. And I just want to know why these things keep happening to me. Am I doing something wrong? Is none of this actually my fault? Am I just the unluckiest guy in the world or something? Holding back tears. What do I do, Mala? Light comes up on the opposite side of the stage, revealing a grave with the name of the son's mother on it. Right. I think I'll go visit home tomorrow and talk to Daddy about what has happened. Transition. Stage goes dark while Not Over You by Gavin DeGraw plays until Sun is left on stage by himself in a single chair and then the spotlight hits him. So now that I'm changing the show the way that I am, I'm wondering if I should keep the interludes the same. Like if I want to keep the interludes about the girlfriends or if I want to make them about other things. I know I have some ideas for like, I think I'll keep the interludes basically how they are to change some things. Let's see. My first girlfriend was frankly amazing. She was smart, funny, driven, absolutely beautiful, and she asked me out, which is something that I always figured must happen to me after going my entire 18 years of life without having a girlfriend before or even my first kiss yet. Her and I had a showmance, which is where you become a couple through a play that you're in together. She played my opposite in the show, and we actually had a stage kiss. So, one time during rehearsal, we're on stage during a scene where it's just the two of us, and instead of saying her line, she stands up and asks me to prom. And I remember that all of our friends and classmates were in the audience, and they just blew up when she said that. And looking back on it now, it's actually quite funny to me when I think about it. And then from that point on, we were almost inseparable. We did everything together. And I remember that the show we were in was considered to be one of the best plays that my high school had ever put on. People loved the absolute shit out of that show. Everything was great. A year went by, and I started community college as a physics major. My first year was pretty easy since it was just general education stuff. And then after she graduated, we both ended up going to university together so that we could be together easier. That line sounds weird. Let's see. We both ended up going to university together so that we wouldn't have to try and make. So that we wouldn't have to try. So I'm trying to say this so that they wouldn't have to try for a long distance relationship. So we both ended up going to university so that we wouldn't have to try the whole long distance thing. My first year at university kicked my fucking ass. and made me realize that physics was not for me. So then I switched to history for a year, and around the same time she switched from journalism to political science. I'm going to change the majors with a girlfriend. Let's go. Let's do sports media to... Let's do sports media to fashion design. History was not as difficult as physics, but it was just so boring to me, and it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So then I finally bit the bullet and switched to doing... I'm gonna turn the Sun into a musical theater major, because that is, see, like I think I'm a pretty good singer and this kind of stuff. But then at the same time, you know, I don't want to be an actor. There's too much politics that go into being an actor, so I just kind of try to avoid it. So then I finally decided. So then I finally bit the bullet. So then I finally bit the bullet and switched to doing musical theater, and I fell in love with it immediately. And so life was basically perfect for me. I was in an amazing relationship with the girl of my dreams. I was studying something that I was truly passionate about and wanted to devote my life to. And I just thought that it couldn't get any better than this. And then she started drinking. I really love that line. I think it's an amazing way to end the first interlude. Spotlight goes dark on the sun. End interlude. Transition. Sun gets up from the chair as the stage changes into a restaurant setting. Right, here we go. Here's scene 2. While the scene changes into a pool hall setting, while Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars plays. We're not going to do the whole Until It Ends kind of thing, because a fucking 3-minute transition, that's hard. Until Bruno Mars, Talking by the Moon, while Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars plays, and then we see the sun at a table playing pool by himself. Let's see. So now we got to do the end of scene transition. The stage goes dark as the pool table is removed from the stage while Baby Come Back by Player plays. It will not play until it ends. And then we see Sun sitting in a chair. We see the sun sitting in a chair illuminated by a spotlight. Alright, now we're about to get into the fucking nitty gritty of this scene. So, when you think about this, once again, thank you, Cole RG, for this great wisdom. Let's see. So, how do we do it? Let's see. I know what I'm gonna do. The sun plays for a bit and hits a few good shots. Let's see now. The sun is already halfway through his current game for a bit and hits a few good shots. Sun is already about halfway through his current game. It's a few good shots. Son is already about halfway through his current game. He plays for a bit, needs a few good shots. I know what I want to do, I just don't know how to word it. Like I'm stuck between two sort of answers / ways that I can type the whole thing right now. Does this turn you on when I do this? Okay. Son is already about halfway through his current game. Plays for bit. Needs a few good shots. Then a woman walks over. There we go. So she's going to be known as the strange woman. She's going to be like, hey, you're pretty good. Let's see. Go look back at the comments. I want to give Cole's idea. I want to do it justice for the most part. Especially since it's a great idea. I don't know. So the strange woman says, hey there, you're pretty good. You come here a lot? The son who's focused on the current shot does not look up at the woman. The son says, as often as I can. As often as I can. I'm trying to get better at this game. I'm trying to get better at pool. I'm trying to get better at pool, and I'm trying to get better at pool. I'm trying to get better at pool, and playing is also pretty therapeutic for me. Let's see, then the strange woman, intrigued by him saying that it's therapeutic, will ask him, therapeutic? What do you mean? Then the son says, oh, you know, sometimes the stresses of life are just a little too hard, and you need, and everyone, sometimes the stresses of life are just a little too hard, and everyone needs to relax. And this is how everyone needs to relax every now and sometimes the stresses of life are just a little too hard, and everyone, there we go, I knew I missed a word in there. Everyone needs to relax every now and again. And this is how I relax. Let's see, there has to be a moment where the sun actually takes the shot. Let's see, we'll put it at the end of his other line. So at the end he says, and playing is also pretty therapeutic for me, and then then the sun takes and makes the shot. And the woman says, therapeutic, what do you mean? And then we'll add another focuses on the next shot. Oh, you know, sometimes the stresses of life are just a little too hard, and everyone needs to relax every now and again, and this every now and again. And so this is how I relax. We want another direction. Oh God, shit. The sun takes and makes the shot on the the sun takes and makes the shot on the 8-ball and wins the game for himself. Let's see. Now, then the strange woman says, wow, that last shot was really impressive. How long have you been practicing for? So this will be the part whenever the sun this will be the part where we see the sun finally look up at the woman and realize something about her. So the sun says, just for about a month. So the sun says, just for about a month. The sun finally looks at the sun finally looks at the woman, and his jaw almost drops at the sight of her beauty. We're going to add a direction right here that says the strange woman is the perfect image. It is the perfect image of what the sun wants most in a woman. Strange woman is the perfect image of what the sun wants most in a woman. She is a beautiful girl with long The stranger is the perfect image of what the sun wants most in a woman. She is a beautiful girl with long and flowing blonde hair on the shorter side. She is a beautiful girl with long and flowing blonde hair on the Her height is on the shorter side. She is a little bit chubby. With a smile that completely could completely melt anyone's heart. She seems genuinely impressed by the sun's pool skills. The strange woman is the perfect image of what the sun wants most in a woman. She is a beautiful girl with long and flowing blonde hair. Her height is on the shorter side. She is a little chubby with a smile that could completely melt anyone's heart. She seems genuinely impressed by the sun's pool skills. And even more impressed by the sun's calm demeanor. So then the strange woman asks, is something wrong, obviously referring to him being... Is something wrong? Fuck. Obviously referring to the sun's facial expression upon seeing... obviously referring to the sun's facial expression upon looking at her for the first time. Did I press a bad button again? Nothing seems wrong, so I don't think so. I think I pressed delete, but there was nothing to... Or go back. Do the fucky. Okay. Everything's fine. Obviously referring to the sun's facial expression upon looking at her for the first time. Then the sun says, oh no, nothing is wrong. Oh no, nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong at all. I just looked into the... the table light by accident, and it disoriented me. For a second. It's coming together, folks. Oh no, nothing's wrong at all. I just looked into the table light by accident. It disoriented me for a second. Sorry. Sorry. Then she says, don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right. So how often are you coming in here to play? Question mark. Oh shit. Oh god. Righty. So this strange woman says, don't worry about it, it's alright. So how often are you coming in here to play? Sun says, just a few times a week. A few times a week, right around this time. Around this time, I'll come in and play about 5 games and then head home. Sometimes I'll bring my friends, but sometimes I'll bring my friends, but they aren't really into pool. They aren't into pool like I am. And the strange woman says, just a few times a week right around this time. I'll come in and play about 5 games and then head home. Sometimes I'll bring my friends, but they aren't into pool like I am. The woman says. The strange woman says, well, some woman says, well, I think that you're pretty good, and I'd... Well, I think that you're pretty good, and I think that I'd like to play with you if you don't mind. And the sun says, well, I think that you're pretty good, and I think that I'd like to play with you if you don't mind. Play with you. Yeah. Sun says, sure, that would, sure, that would be great. Sure, that would be great. You know, the problem is great, but the only problem is that I just played my last the only problem that sure that would be great, but the only problem is that I just played my last dollar for the night. Played my last dollar for the night, so for the night. So you'll have to pay, or you'll have to wait for me to go get money, to go get some money from the ATM. See, and the strange Sun says, sure, that would be great, but the only problem is that I just played my last dollar for the night, and so you'll have to pay, or you'll have to wait for me to go get some money from the ATM. The strange woman says, oh, that's all right. I wasn't talking about playing tonight. Oh, that's all right. I wasn't talking about playing tonight. I'm usually in here around 10:30 p.m. on Fridays. So it would be great if you could stop by here around that time this Friday, and then we could definitely play and get get to know each other better. Okay. She winks at him. She winks at him. She winks at him. And the son says, yeah, that would. Son says, yeah, that would be. Son says, yeah, that would be awesome. And then, all of a sudden, there is a big distraction over at the bar of the pool hall that steals the son's attention for a quick moment. Of the pool that steals the son's attention for a quick moment, and then when he looks back at this strange woman, she is gone. Perfect. That's the end of the scene. So the scene reads, the son is already about halfway through his curtain game. He plays for a bit and hits a few good shots. Then a woman walks over. Strange woman says, hey there, you're pretty good. You come here a lot? The son, focused on the shot, says, as often as I can. I'm trying to get better at pool, and playing is also pretty therapeutic for me. The son takes and makes the shot. Strange woman says, therapeutic? What do you mean? The son, still focused on the next shot, says, oh, you know, sometimes the stresses of life are just a little too hard and everyone needs to relax every now and again. And so this is how I relax. The son takes and makes a shot on the 8-ball and wins the game for himself. Strange woman says, wow, that last shot was really impressive. How long have you been practicing for? The son says, just for about a month. And the son finally looks at the woman and his jaw almost drops at the sight of her beauty. The strange woman is the perfect image of what the son wants most in a woman. She is a beautiful girl with long and flowing blonde hair. Her height is on the shorter side. She is a little bit chubby with a smile that could completely melt anyone's heart. She seems genuinely impressed by the son's pool skills and even more impressed by the son's calm demeanor. The strange woman says, is something wrong? Obviously referring to the son's facial expression upon looking at her for the first time. Son says, oh no, nothing's wrong at all. I just looked into the table light by accident and it disoriented me for a second. Sorry. Strange woman says, haha, don't worry about it. It's all right. So how often are you coming in here to play? Son says, just a few times a week right around this time. I'll come in and I'll play about 5 games and then head home. Sometimes I'll bring my friends, but they aren't into pool like I am. Strange woman says, well, I think you're pretty good and I think I'd like to play with you if you don't mind. Son says, sure. That would be great, but the only problem is that I just played my last dollar for the night. And so, change that. The only problem is that I just played for my last dollar for the night, and so you'll have to pay, or you'll have to wait for me to go get some money from the ATM. The strange woman says, oh, that's all right. I wasn't talking about playing tonight. I'm usually in here around 10:30 p.m. on Fridays, so it would be great if you could stop by here around that time this Friday, and then we could definitely play and get to know each other better. She winks at him. Son says, yeah, that would be awesome. Then all of a sudden, there's a big distraction over at the bar of the pool hall that steals the son's attention. For a quick moment, and then when he looks back, there we go. And then when he looks back at the strange woman, she is gone. The stage goes dark as the pool table is removed from the stage while Baby Come Back by Player plays. Then we see the son sitting in a chair illuminated by spotlight. All right, so that is our brand new revamped scene 2. If you all enjoyed this video, then please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this in the future. Whenever you all do that for me, it helps me stay motivated to make more content for you all in the future. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, bye!